Hey there. This is kind of an on-the-fly recording. Kismet? No, it's okay. It's just a truck. And so, um, my heart was full just a moment ago, and I wanted to share something. And if you'll pardon me, the sun's going down, so I'll be looking at the sun while I share. Um, I'm wondering, do you feel that you're on a path and you're not perfect yet? And there are things that you must apply, things that you must master, um, goals you have to meet, hurdles you have to cross in order to somehow get there, to be successful, to succeed, to be enlightened or awakened. If I could, I'd like to disabuse you of that. You're perfect already. And there is no time, so you're also enlightened or awakened already. Our conscious mind forms such a small percent of our totality. Um, it's almost laughable. And the conscious mind has so many ideas and beliefs, and we try to perfect it, and there's nothing wrong with that. We try to come up with the very best beliefs that we can, the ones that are closest to reality as we perceive and understand it. But I think one of the most dangerous beliefs is that you're not perfect already. There is no time. All time is now. And there is no space. All space is here. In a way, these bodies and minds that we wear or that we use, they're kind of like computer avatars. They're what's present there, representing us in a game, in a very serious, a very beloved game, the game called life. But it's not who and what we are. And one of the worst things in the world is to judge yourself based on anything at all, certainly anything having to do with 3D or with the thoughts of mind or anything about the body or any of it. Your perfection is secure. It is. It's what is. I guess the closest we can get is to say that we are consciousness. But this whole thing with time, let's try to get friendly and familiar with the idea of time slipping away. It's not that the world ends, time ends. Time is a way of looking at the world, of categorizing things. I guess it's been a year or two now. I took down all the clocks. Before that, I had quit wearing a watch. And when I need to know the time now, there's always the clock on the computer. And the stove comes with one. And so, the necessity is met, but that's a false sense of time. It really is. That whole Gregorian calendar thing and the 60 minutes, 60 second, that whole thing with the clock. It isn't native, it isn't natural, it's very mechanical. And I don't find much benefit in it. It's useful when making an appointment, but life went on before we were able to use watches and clocks and make appointments. How did people get on before? I suspect it was far more natural. And I don't think not having watches and clocks limited them in their ability to get together for things. So we have a whole big system of beliefs set up around watches, clocks, and time. and the Western calendar, the Gregorian calendar. And I think it's a fruitful playground for contemplating the ending of time. Time as we know it, time as a limit. Time is thinking that things have a past, present, and a future. They don't. All there is a now. And those other things, those are ideas that you have in the now. All there ever is, all there ever was, all there ever will be is just now. This present moment. And in this now, you're perfected. Oh, I don't know. Truth be told, there's really no you. I guess it depends how deep you want to go down the rabbit hole, huh? I think the bunnies are pretty smart to have dug these holes for us. I'm telling you. They're pretty cool dudes, huh? I'm ready. I am so ready to begin communing with all life. It's been a while now. I haven't been killing little bugs and things I find in the house. I've been escorting them out. But inside of me, my heart is just yearning to reconnect. Because that's nature. That's another aspect of you. And it's conscious. It's sentient. Its awareness, I'm sure, is vastly different than yours. I learned from my cat Priscilla not to focus the full force of my love on her. Apparently it would hurt. And she taught me by reaching up and gently scratching my face. Any number of times I got hurt feelings over it because I was really in a love mode and the tears were flowing and I was just so loving her. And she, I wasn't saying or doing anything. I was just loving her. She would reach up and scratch me gently, very, very gently. And she'd make a grouchy little sound. And it took a while for me to catch on. Hey, Mom, you're too powerful. That much energy hurts. My circuits can't take it. Well, okay, so it's the very most basic level of communication. What I yearn for is much deeper. I'm ready to go telepathic with a fly or a lizard or a bird or anything, a tree. I commune with them in heart, but I'm ready for something more visceral, more, I don't know how to say it. Have you asked yourself this? Assuming that these beings really exist, that are from other dimensions, other star systems, such as Andromeda and the Pleiades, and assuming that they're benevolent and have the best interests of us and of Earth at heart, because after all, friends, we're all one. We're literally one. There's the matrix we use in a negative way as the net that's been thrown over us that keeps us in control. But there's also a big, huge, beautiful matrix. That's the whole thing. That's the cosmos. That's the filigree of that creation. And I think that's why when we set off the atomic bomb is when we came to the attention of a lot of other beings that share this universe with us. And they wanted to see, hey, what the heck's going on over there? Let's go check that out. That's not so good. Because it rocks their reality too. And so it's in all of our best interest to wake up, grow up, and get along. It seems so basic, We teach our children in nursery school. We teach our children to get along. And look at us grown-ups. What a great job we're doing of it, huh? Well, I mean, that wasn't really fair in a way, because there have been some pretty rough dudes at the helm of the ship of Mother Earth for a while. But they're losing their power now. It's fading away, and our day has come. But you've got to claim it, my friends. You've got to make the changes inside yourself. Adjust your frequency. That's what's called for. Frequencies are raising everywhere. Well, yours needs to raise too. What can you do to raise your frequency of your thoughts, of your words, of your feelings, of your deeds, of whatever you do? What can you do to live with full integrity? And in each moment, not to be making short-sighted decisions and plans like the government does. Any government does, it seems, in this day and age. But to really find yourself. This is what we need to do. We need to find the divine self that's within each of us. We all have access to it. And we've got ourselves covered over with a good deal of muck. There's a bunch of programming, old beliefs that have to be shoveled out. Okay, so there's some work to do. But oh my God, what a joy! What a joy! With the divine age, the golden age, right around the corner. And you and I, blessed, lucky, if you will, enough to be alive now. It's a great big honor. I mean, we are so blessed. And it's an attitude. Everyone, let's have an attitude change. You own your attitude, you know. Let's re-empower ourselves in ways that we can. And our use of free will and our attitudes about things. And simply deciding to stay centered and to live with integrity. As we all do this, we literally rescue the earth. Ain't it great? Okay, I guess I'm just going on and on here. So I'll say see you later for now. Bye-bye. Oh boy. I was just going back through and checking the video I just made, and I realized I'd set up a question and then neglected to ask it. And the question I was setting you up for was, would you volunteer to be a contactee? Not a channeler, but, you know, somebody that would deal face-to-face with other sorts of beings. Have you contemplated that? It's kind of fun. In a very limited way, I am ready. I am definitely not casting the door open and just, I don't need to see someone face to face to know that these beings exist. We make contact with them all the time. There's a lot of monitoring of the earth going on. Are you aware of that? You've got to figure, if they've got technology that's, you know, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of years ahead of us, that they'd be able to do such things. And so there's a lot of monitoring to see the state of our consciousness and of our awareness. And are we ready for this, that, or the other? What's happening on Earth impacts them too. It's a big thing going on. We're getting ready to shift out of 3D into higher dimensions, into their dimensions, and our presence there will have a real effect. And so it's interesting. We're still in the midst of this duality where we have the imposters. Mostly it's the imposters that are in contact with humanity right now as far as the channeling and that kind of thing goes. At least that's my analysis of it. I don't find a whole great big lot of light there. There's some. And as you know, if you've been around my channel a while, Alex Collier is one of my favorites. I think Barbara Marciniak did some pretty good work. And there are some others. I've recently started to look at this law of one that people talk about so much, this channelings of Ra. And, you know, for me, the jury's still out on that. It seems okay. I'm real cautious, though. I really am, because I have found that it's the way of the dark force to throw in 95% or 98% truth, and then the hook, the lie. And so you're in the mode of acceptance because the truth has attracted you. We have truth meters inside of us, and it's magnetic to us. You know, we are beings of light and truth. And they know they need to put that truth out there, or we would never be attracted. I mean, who's going to be attracted to a devil that looks terrible and acts worse and so on? And so they have to have the garb of illusion and, you know, come on looking beautiful and that kind of thing. And so if you're not in heart, you're not at the place of your central monitoring station. The depth of your intuition is present there. And as I've shared before, I have followed some beings, you know, some channelers and some teachings, and bought the books, done the study, done the meditations, done the work, and it took a while. But I have found in almost every case that I don't like what I find there. When I finally cut through it and get in contact with the energies of the beings that are behind the scenes, I don't approve. It's not what they put forward. That's been my assessment of things. Now you do your own. You know, we each, in this new time that's upon us, I feel it's like a clarion call for each one of us to come in to our own heart, our own dignity, our own divinity, and stop bowing down to anyone or anything outside of the self. It's time to wake up and grow up, you know, and it's a shocking thing just because of the way we've been repressed, suppressed, and programmed. There are so many lies we've got to get through. And, you know, if they go too many at once, it's maybe too shocking for the personality. And I think that's part of the reason we're being monitored. I think, too, a lot of the things that come through the media as far as entertainment, there's a lot of truth being tossed out there as if it was fiction, just to get a read on how the people respond. And so I am not recommending that anybody reach out to try and contact any beings at all. I'm really not. But I am recommending living, each one of us, with the fullness of integrity in every decision we make, in every interaction we have with anyone or anything, and that includes the bug on your floor. I don't care what it is. I don't care who it is. And that doesn't mean you don't get mad sometimes. I have got a telemarketer that rings my phone 2 and 3 times a day. It's been ongoing for months and months and months. And in spite of me never answering the phone, again and again, I get up and it's that same number. And it makes me mad. Okay, it made me mad enough to go look up the Do Not Call Registry and to sign up with that. but you have to wait 31 days after you sign up before you can report something, unless it's something that's unethical. Now, I could probably go ahead and report these guys now, but the thing is, it's an organization that I gave a donation 2 years ago, and so that gives them an entree. You know, they can say, oh no, based on our relationship, we're doing this. So I'm going to follow it. I'm going to do the 31-day thing, and then hopefully get that stopped. So, you know, let's get rid of let's surrender the idea that the goody two-shoes, little Miss Perfect, is what we need to be, and that that's what awakening looks like. I don't think so. I really don't. I think being in the fullness of your integrity, wherever that leads you. I mean, I've shared before that I even seemingly lost my temper with a couple that was visiting in my house. And I got, well, I treated them to some very stern words. I was surprised. I was very, very surprised at myself. And I went back in the bedroom and I was a little worried about it. I thought, have I lost my path over being impatient or what? But I was made to see, I was shown later the beauty of that was perfect, that was what was needed. It helped them open a certain line of conversation that they hadn't been able to get into. And sometimes you need to claim your space, and you need to say no. You know, you won't treat another person like that, not in my house. And so, you know, sometimes it wears the face of losing your temper. So don't judge yourself. Whatever you do, lighten up on yourself. Learn to love yourself. You're really awesome. I mean, think about it. You're actually awakened. If the only thing between you and awakening is time, honey, time doesn't exist. Come on, open up to that. Time shift with it, if you must. We are divinity. We can shift in dimensions. We can shift in time. We have powers, my friends, that we haven't touched in millennia. Well, I'll be saying the lid on that box is off pretty surely now. And it's all coming to light. And I'm loving taking the ride along with you. Okay, now I think I'm finished. Bye-bye.